Good. Thank you. All right. Excellent. Excellent. All right. Hey, everybody. Great to see you all. Thank you so much for coming this morning for Saturday morning. I've got some really cool stuff to share with you. This is part of the series, and this is the part of the series where we're really culminating. Everything has been put together. Everything is ready to rock and roll, and we're now really opening our doors to make sure that that we can help all of you multifamily investors get across the finish line, do your deals, build your business, and achieve your goals. That is our objective. If you haven't noticed yet, I'm a little hoarse. I've been dealing with the flu all week long. You know, I tell you, it's what you get when the penalty you pay for having grandchildren. I remember having breakfast with my grandson last week, and on the ride home, I could feel it coming on. So I think I'm getting the onslaught of all of those all the kids that he hangs around with at those tumbling sessions or whatever those kids do nowadays. Let's get started here, and I'm going to share with you. Let me jump on over here. What it is, folks. Why most people never buy their first multifamily property can be broken down into three things. These are three things that I have identified over the 20 years or so that I've been coaching and teaching and working with multifamily investors. I have honestly been able to watch people and know you're going to make it, you're not going to make it, just by identifying these three things. The first thing is they can't find good deals. And let's define a deal. Because I remember one time talking to a new investor, he says, I have no problem finding deals. I said, really? Well, then you are unique, because finding deals is the hardest thing to do. How are you able to find deals? Tell me about your deals. He goes, brokers send me deals all the time. I said, stop right there. We have a different definition of deals. What brokers send you are not deals. Brokers send you scraps. It's your job as the investor to get out there and find the real deals, and they don't come through brokers. Brokers send you scraps. All right. The next thing that prevents people from finding and getting involved in this business and buying their properties is they can't raise the money. How many times do I see this happening? I've seen people out there hustling and hustling and hustling, looking for deals. But at the same time, they're not looking for the money to fund those deals. As often as you're looking for deals, you've got to be looking for money. And the people don't put that priority together. I tell you, when I first got started in this business almost 20 years ago, one of the gurus that I was involved with said, if you find the deals, the money will follow. That may have been true 20 years ago. That's not the case anymore. Nowadays, you have to have the money ready to rock and roll, bring it with you when you find those properties, and be able to match the two things together. So you've got to be able to have the dollars when you need them. And then finally, they don't know how to manage it once they actually acquire the property. And this is key. If you think about it, you don't become a millionaire in multifamily investing overnight. You've got to build a portfolio. To build a portfolio, you need to build a system. You need to build a management system that runs these properties, that enables you to step out of the business so that you can work on the business and not always in the business. And that was the biggest problem with when I was first getting started, is we grew too fast. We hadn't built the systems and put them in place to be able to manage those properties and be successful with the management. Those are the three things that people don't take into consideration enough when they're looking to build a multifamily property. And the thing is, folks, everyone wants that cash flow and the freedom that multifamily ownership provides them, but they hit these three roadblocks over and over and over. I've been seeing it for 20 years until now. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. You see, this game of multifamily investing is rigged against the small investor. At least that's my opinion. And I base my opinion on the years of experience that I've had in this business. Brokers gatekeep the best deals. Just think about it. I mean, think about the two things that many new investors have been taught to say to brokers. They say, Oh, I'm looking for a C-class property in a B area. Oh, really? Are you now? Just think about that. When a broker hears you say that, he knows you're a novice. He knows that he can run roughshod over you when you make those sophomoric statements. Just think about it. This is how I found out about this situation. It's because I was looking in Fort Worth, Texas, and I used that line on a broker. And the broker said, "Oh, I've got a deal for you. Here's a C-class property in a B area." Well, let me tell you something, folks. It was a C-class area. It was a C-class property, but it was not a B area. It was more like a D area. And how did I know? I didn't. I didn't know Fort Worth. Somebody told me it was an emerging market and that I should look there, only to find out that I don't know Fort Worth and I couldn't tell you where the C, B, A, D areas were in Fort Worth. And that's what we see brokers do. They take advantage of you because they know you don't know. The next thing that we see brokers say, or you say to brokers all the time, is, "I want to see your pocket listings." Think about that for a second. A pocket listing in your mind is something that the broker is holding back because it's so good. He's going to keep it in his pocket for the right person to come along. And all of a sudden, you come along and the broker doesn't know you from Adam. And he says, "Hey, you tell the broker, 'Hey, I'm here. First time doing this, new to the area. I want to see your pocket listings.'" The broker says, "Have you ever closed a deal before?" No, no, but we're here and we're ready to rock and roll. Show me your pocket listing." He sees you coming 1,000 miles away. He shows you his crap. Because if it's a good deal, he'll give it to the guy that can close, the guy that he knows can close, the guy that just bought a property from him and closed. He's going to give the good deals to those guys. Anybody that shows up that has no experience and says they want a pocket listing is going to get the crap. The brokers gatekeep their best deals. And then also the lenders, they prefer the bigger operators. Just think about it. And this is proof. The way I can prove this to you is look at the terms that the lenders provide for the bigger deals versus the smaller deals. On the smaller deals, you've got to come up with more money. That means you as a new small investor need to come up with a bigger down payment. You're going to have to pay a higher interest rate. You might have to pay, it might have to be a recourse loan, which means if the loan goes south, they're taking your house. All the great terms for a loan go to the bigger investors, not to the small guys. So the lenders even have it out for the bigger guys as well. Finally, this is important for you to understand. Management, the best management takes time, money, and mistakes. You learn the best key to success are mistakes. And the other thing that I should have in here to mention is systems. The best management are systems. Business is nothing more than a series of systems put together to generate a profit. Property management is the same way. And it's harder for the small investor to build those systems and have them ready to go, especially on their first deal. Let me take a swig. All right. Now, it's not your fault. The traditional system for doing all these things wasn't built for your everyday investor. That's why when you come into this business and you're looking to get started and you just don't have the systems in place, you feel like you got to start from square one, and that's a lousy place to begin. All right. So today, I'm going to share with you the system that's going to handle all of these things for you. How to find the deals, how to fund the deals, and how to manage the property. There'll be no more guessing where to find deals. There'll be no more hoping the money magically appears. And there's going to be no more hoping that the property is going to be easy to manage. By the end of this conversation, you'll know exactly how to buy your first or your next multifamily property in a confident and a systematic and in a successful manner. That's what I'm here to share with you. Now, For those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Charles Dobens. I'm an attorney. I'm an investor. I'm a mentor. I've been teaching this for over 20 years. I've been involved in over $3 billion in transactions. Some of them I buy, some of them I invest in, some of them I just assist other new investors in how to do it the right way. All right. And one thing that I've identified over all of these years is the same problems, the same issues appear in every single transaction for every single investor. You know, it's amazing to me when I'm out there helping an investor and I tell the investor, this is what's going to happen next, then this, then this. And that when it happens exactly the way I say it's going to happen, I'm going to put my share myself here on the screen. When I say it's going to happen, then they are amazed. Let me just get back over to my screen here. Then they are amazed that it happens exactly the way I say. They say, how'd you know? So listen, it's the same thing every single time. Once you learn how to do it, it's easy, but it's learning those first few steps that makes it a lot harder. So here's the rub. And this is where one of the things I've identified, successful investors don't chase the deals. They build the systems that bring the deals to them. You need to build the systems that actually find the deals while you sleep. While you're working your other job, you need the system that's going to identify these properties for you and drop them in your inbox so that you can so you can check them out and make offers on them. You need to build the systems that work with those cash investors and get them prepared for when you need the funds. You see, I remember, and I learned this the hard way. I'd go out and I'd have lunch with a potential investor. I say, how much money do you have to invest? He goes, $100,000. Great. I'd go back to my wife and say, I had a great investor meeting. He's got $100,000 to invest. And then when it came time to do the deal, I'd go back to him and say, hey, you know that 100,000, I got the perfect deal. You can match up, blah, blah, blah. And then he looks at my deal and he says, oh no, that's not what I want to invest in. I want to do something different. He goes, listen, I thought you told me that you wanted multifamily. Yeah, I want to be in multifamily, but not this type of multifamily. And the problem was I didn't ask the right probing questions of that investor to find out exactly what it was that he was looking for. What type of deal would it take for him to say yes? And that's the biggest rub. That was my mistake. I learned the hard way. And what I learned is that you've got to be cultivating these investors before you even have a deal to let them know why multifamily. Why should they invest and have part of their investment portfolio in multifamily investing? And that's what I was forgetting. Then also, you need to build systems that can run the properties as well so you can scale. Remember, if it was Michael Gerber in E-Myth Revisited, where he talked about working on your business and not in your business. And what I found out the hard way is I had to spend so much time running in my business, making sure everything was being done correctly, that I couldn't scale. I couldn't go outside and look for more properties because I was stuck in that one little property. That's not how you build a portfolio. So as you can see, what we're doing here is we're putting all the systems together in one place so that you can be successful in what it is your goals are. So stop working in your business. Stop working in your business. Stop working on your business. There's a typo in there. It's supposed to be start working on your business. I'm sorry about that. That's my fault. So what our multifamily OS system has done is it's a way to empower small businesses to operate like the big investors, like the big institutions. You don't need $1 million. You just need $1 million system. And that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. All right. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we've put the two things together. We've put the systems together and we put the funding together. We put the Multifamily OS system, and the Multifamily OS Capital Club is now your complete investment system. It helps you find the deals, it helps you fund the deals, and it helps you manage the properties all in one ecosystem. So after 20 years of training, and now with the benefit of AI, we have built a system where deals, investors, and the capital all come together. We bring the trained investors with the real vetted opportunities together with the committed capital partners who've already said, yes, I want in. And we work together, both sides work together to manage their properties. So one of the things I'm going to share with you is a novel concept that I absolutely love about this system is that so many times I've had people come up to me and say, hey, I'm going to be a limited investor in this guy's deal. So that way I'll get to learn how to run multifamily property. And the guy puts his $50,000 into the deal and he never hears another word from the managing partners. Never hears another word. And the managing partners go off and do their thing and never share with that limited partner on what it takes to run that property. That's not how our system works. Our capital committed partners are involved in the transaction. They're involved in the operations. They learn firsthand and they get a say in how things are done. That is so novel, folks. That's what I absolutely love about what we've done here. Now, let's talk for a moment about how to find those great deals using our systems without having to compete against everyone else. All right. See, our system helps you to stop relying on public listings and start uncovering the hidden opportunities. I have a let me see if I'm going to say this in my next slide. Yeah, I will be saying it in a moment. So now, if you look at a deal that hits LoopNet or Crexi, it's too late. I guarantee you, it's too late. And here's why. By the time you see it on LoopNet or Crexi, 5 million other investors have already seen it. That's 10 million eyeballs have looked at this particular deal. All right. What makes you think you're going to stand out? If it was such a great deal, the brokers would have shared it with their short list of performers, not with 5 million other investors. Just think about how much work those brokers now have to do to unload that property. If they have a great property that they know can close very quickly, they're going to go out there and sell it to those people that are on their short list. Because everyone else, by the time it hits Crexi and LoopNet, every one of the good potential buyers has already passed on it. Because, folks, it's not a deal. It just isn't a deal. But now you get it. But and you think you found a deal. You didn't find a deal. You found the scraps. All right. So what our system does, what part of our system does to help you find the hidden off-market opportunities. Folks, I just watched a TikTok of a fellow real estate investor. This guy happens to be from New Hampshire. Good guy. I watch him all the time. I follow him. He said, forget the broker. Go direct to the owner. When I heard him say that, I thought, you are absolutely right. This is how you find the deals. Forget the broker. I want you all going directly to the owner. Now, many of you are thinking to yourself, Charlie, how do I do that? I got to find out who owns the property. I got to get their address. Maybe I'll send them a letter where they're going to follow up with them. What if I told you that that's all part of our system? You find the property that you like. You communicate with the owner directly through our system, and you even make an offer and draft a letter of intent directly through the system. That's how beautiful our system is. How successful would you be if you had a system that targets underperforming assets in every single market around the country? Folks, every single multifamily property in the country is in our database. How cool is that? You find one that's even on market and we can take a look at it. So you're going to find every single asset in the country. Now, we can filter them, and we can filter them by market, by buy box area. We can filter them by telling you like, hey, are you looking for motivated sellers? Well, we've already built a button that you just click and it'll show you all the motivated sellers. and you can just go directly to those. What's a motivated seller? Well, if you put your cursor over the button that says motivated sellers, we tell you that we've structured a search in that market that you're looking in or wherever that looks for anyone that has owned the property for more than 10 years and they're absentee. You think those people are kind of motivated? I bet you they are. So we can just click a button and pop up all of those types of properties. Value add, private lenders, all these different types of special potential markets. You just click a button and we'll find you those properties and we'll let you just email those owners. How successful will you be if you had a system that gives you the marketing tools to communicate directly with the owners using email, direct mail, follow-up tickler system? Just think about it. How would you like to see it find a property? I wonder who the owner is. Well, click the skip trace button. And if we have the data, the owner's name, phone number, email address, home address will pop up. Oh, I'd like to send them an email. Click this button, click the button for the email. A pre-drafted template marketing email comes up. You hit enter, email goes off to that particular owner. A week later, you get a reminder, hey, good time to follow up with that guy and see if he got your email. That's how our system works. Remember, the number one thing in this business is finding the deals. Just like my fellow TikTok friend said, go direct. This system does all of that for you. All right. How successful would you be if you had a system that uses AI to evaluate the potential of every property in seconds? You're going to see in a moment how you pull up a property and you want to analyze that property and find out what's good and bad about it. You just click a button and AI will do a complete investment evaluation of that particular property. In addition, you say, my market is Toledo, Ohio. I'm looking for these types of properties in Toledo, Ohio. You set up your buy box, and every week, this AI machine-driven system is going to go out and find you the properties in that marketplace that meet your criteria and send them to you for evaluation. So you don't even have to look. It comes out and it gives it to you. And the nice thing about it is as you go through it and say, I like this one, I don't like that one, I like this one, I don't like that one, it learns what you like and it only sends you the type of properties that you like. So it really makes your job so much easier. Think about that, folks. That is absolutely unbelievable. So let me give you an example. This is what your system is going to look like when you turn it on. You can go there right now, MultifamilyOS start fooling around with it. But on the home side, we're going to send you reminders. I turn it on today. I have nothing to do today. But in the next 7 days, I've got these two properties that I've sent out emails on that I'm going to follow up with my email and say, hey, did you get my email? Can I talk to you? I'd like to buy your property. Over here, this is where the machine has sent me 12 recommendations every week. I open it up. Now this week I've got 12. I'm going to go check those recommendations and decide whether I want to engage them or whether I want to delete them. And every time I engage them, every time I delete them, I'm telling AI the type of properties that I like. And next week, there'll be another 12. So if I just want to stay on my pending recommendations and just reach out to these particular owners, I can do it before halftime of any football game. And then finally over here under the Capital Club, which we're going to be talking about today, and this is what ties it all together, folks. When we look at the Capital Club, we can put up our own deals for submission, and we can look at what other people have already submitted and try to join them on as a partner. So you can see, you can browse opportunities, and you can also, if you put a property up there for submission and someone else in the club has commented on it, their comments will pop up here. You just click on that and go check it out. Folks, this is what you're going to turn on every time you turn on Multifamily OS. So our objective is to get you working with other people in the club so that you can come together and find that first deal. How good does that sound? That sounds fantastic. I tell you, when I first started in this business, it was the loneliest business in the world. I'm trying to prevent that from happening to you. Now, When we've identified what we're looking for in this particular case, I think these are just all, no, these are Columbus, Ohio properties. If I typed in Columbus, Ohio up here in the search bar, every multifamily property in Columbus will pop up here. Then I can narrow it down. I can filter my search. I can then save all the searches down here, my search. When I set the parameters, I can set these. That way, if I ever want to come back and do it again, my search is already saved. But check out these smart searches. If I pull up Columbus, Ohio, and I want to just look at all the motivated sellers in uh, Columbus, Ohio, I just click that button and it pops it up. How cool is that? I've just narrowed it right down. That I can go through it. Like this one, don't like this one. You click the heart button up here in the right. And then when you click the heart button, you've now engaged that property and it's now going to show up under here, under engage. So this is a way that you can go through your market. And what we do is we set it up so that you can identify 5 different markets. We call them buy boxes. You can identify 5 different buy boxes and the system will send you properties that meet your criteria in those buy boxes every single week. And you just go through it. I like it, don't like it, like it, don't like it. And then once you've engaged it, then I'll show you what happens when we engage. I'm going to actually show you here in just a moment. If we click on one of these properties and we want to find out more, you can see down here, view the details. It takes us to this screen. We can click on the screen. We can click on the Zillow. We see this one's already favorited. If I want to have the AI system do a complete analysis of this property, I can just click Analyze Investment and it goes through it, and AI will create an analysis report on this property and tell us whether we should consider it, whether we should pass on it, whether we should go after it. It gives us one button. Say, yep, this is a good one. Nope, this is not a good one. And also, if I want to find out who the owner is, all I have to do is click this, run the skip trace button. And there you have it. And I'll show you what we're going to do in just a moment once we have the owner's information. Now, if you look at the top, I just did discover. Now I'm over here on the fund section. And this is where you can submit properties for the other club members to evaluate. And here you can create a new one, or you can view all your other submissions. And here it takes you there are 5 steps to create a submission, because we want to make sure that you're providing us with all the information so that everybody else in the group will be able to take a look at your particular deal and evaluate whether you did it right, whether they like your job. Hey, Bill, you got a great one here. Count me in. I like this one. Here, this is after we've submitted it. Now we can come on over and browse all the investment opportunities. Take a look at this. These are just 3 properties that right now everybody in the group is looking at. And so somebody in the group has submitted these for us to evaluate. And you can just go on, you can click on them, like 7,400. And you can see here's the interest level. 3 people have said, yep, I want in on this. 60 people have looked at it. You can go and type in a discussion, and everybody in the group talks about your deal. And as you can see here, it's submitted by me. And the capital structure is the Capital Club. Now, let me explain that for a second. You don't have to use the Capital Club to be your source of funding for the deal, especially if your property doesn't meet the criteria of properties that the Capital Club is looking for. So if you're looking to do a 506C or a 506B raise, you can just change the structure of the Capital Club. If you're looking to do private money, you can just change the capital of the structure of the Capital Club, of the capital, and it shows up differently. That way, the people who are looking at this deal say, oh, okay, this one is not a Capital Club deal. He's looking for funding somewhere else. Okay, that's totally cool. The whole point is we're looking to use every method we can to get you across the finish line. Now, if you decide you want to use the Capital Club, let me show you how this works. I'm going to drop down to the bottom of the screen right here. As you can see, there's more comments over here. But when I put this deal up here, I said this is a test because I used this particular one as a test. The whole entire property profile is here. The 10-year cash flow report is here. The pricing scenario, how I've structured the deal, is here. What the AI considered as the investment analysis, based upon what I'm looking to do for this deal, put this up here into the investment analysis, and then all the folders and all the files that the broker gave me to analyze the deal, I post right here. And down here, it got cut off, and I apologize for that, is any other member can go on and analyze this deal on their own using my tools. And they can come post their analysis in here saying, hey, maybe if we change the funding to be this, then maybe the deal would look a little bit better. Check out my financing. See, this is the whole point behind this is I want all the people to come together to work on these deals and help you get across the finish line. Listen, the old saying goes, I think it's going to be coming up pretty soon. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go with others. And this is all about going with others. All right. So let's say we get to this point. We like this deal. We want to engage with the owner. What can we do? Over here in the engagement center, we can click a button and create a letter, a nice letter, a template letter that we can drop in the mail to the owner. Or if we want to do it fast, we can just click this button and it generates pretty much the same type of email that the letter was, and it goes directly to the owner when we have his information on skip trace. If we don't have his information on skip trace, this is going to get grayed out. We won't be able to do it. But think about it, folks. You just found 12, the AI just found you 12 properties. You go in there, you like them. Before the first kickoff of the football game, you've now sent out 12 emails to the owners. And next week, during next week's game, you're going to get a reminder that says, hey, last week you sent out an email to these 12 people. What's your next step? How cool is that your whole system is built for you to help you find the deals? Now, what we can also do is if you like the deals, because we're going to do the financial analysis, this system does it all for you. When you do the financial analysis and you come up with a good price, you can come over here and just click the letter of intent. And when you click the letter of intent, 5 different template letters pop up. You choose the one that works best for you. You click the button, and now you've already created a letter of intent ready to go out to the owner. How cool is that? And also, we've got our draft purchase and sale agreement. So you can have a purchase and sale agreement all ready to go that you can turn over to the council, your local council for that, have him give its blessing, and then send it off to the owner. Down here on the toolbox, there's a view analysis. We can do the financial analysis. That's a whole other screen where we can actually figure out based upon the debt coverage ratio, cap rate, cash on cash return, internal rate of return. It generates all of this information right there for you. And also you share that analysis with everybody else in the group. Then finally down here under the toolbox, I really like this one down here. It's called Road Trip. If you're going to go out and see these properties, and while you're going to go out there and take a look at it, you want to see what other properties are in the area, you can do the exact same. You can just go ahead and click show me all the properties within a 1 mile radius that are within 10% plus or minus of the assessed value of this particular property. And it'll give you address. You can go on and click on those properties. You can find those owners as well. And you can reach out to those owners before you even leave and say, hey, I'm going to be in your area. I'd like to talk to you about your property. I'm looking at another property right down the street from you. You can do all of that right here at a push of a button. It's the coolest thing in the world. All right. Next. So how do successful investors achieve their goals? They build partnerships and they leverage those partnerships and they raise capital from people who trust their process. And I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. And then they create a team of investors that's going to help them scale their business. This is how you grow. Every successful multifamily investor that I know has started this way. Once they get to a certain point, they can go off and do it on their own. They're not going to need these things, but to get started, this is what they're going to need. They need to create a team of investors. They need to raise capital from people who trust the process. Now, one of the biggest problems that people have is, you've been doing this for months, maybe years now. You've been studying multifamily. You know why multifamily is successful. You know why more wealth is created by real estate than anyone else. Your friends and family that you're looking to get to invest with you might not know those things. They're not in the same journey that you're in. So that means that your communications with them have to bring them along and have them understand the process that you're in as well, and have them understand what's a good deal and what's not a good deal. They have to be able to trust the process. And that's how we will be setting things up, is that when we're cultivating your investors, we're going to be helping them understand the process and why multifamily is a great investment. All right. So first thing you're going to do is join the club. All right. Now, obviously, I'm here to sell you something. It's not even, I don't even feel like it's a product. It's the best service out there. I want everybody on this call to join the club today. And let me show you how it works. Now, what we've got are two sides to this coin. And you can be on one side, you can be on the other side, you can be on both sides. But here's how it works. We have the MultifamilyOS Capital Club, all right, with the deal sponsors and the operators. Okay, so that's one side of the coin. Here's how it works. The MultifamilyOS Pro and Cohort members actively source the deals and submit those deals for review among all the other cohort members. So just what we looked at earlier, those people using the platform to find deals, to engage deals, to submit their deals, those people are the pro and cohort members. There are two different levels. The pro, you'll see the pricing schedule in just a moment. Cohort members get direct access to me. They work with me. I help them every step of the way. Those members actively source the deals and then submit them to review on our platform. Once a potential Capital Club deal is identified and a letter of intent is submitted, the program manager puts together his ownership team. Okay, so let me explain this to you. Any pro member, any cohort member can go out there and find deals. They can submit them into the group. When the group says, yes, this one is good for the Capital Club, then that person becomes the quarterback of that particular property. We call that quarterback the program manager. And then they are going to start to put together their team to go out there and raise that money and operate that property. Now, here's the rule that we're going to come up with. The program manager within the cohort and the pro, they have to choose two other members of the club, two other members of the pro or cohort membership. They're not going to do it alone. It's all about teamwork. All right. So if you haven't found a deal yet, that's okay. If you get in there and you show your involvement and you show that you're a good asset to a particular program manager and he's got a deal, he could tap you on the shoulder and say, I need you to help me put this deal together. So that's why this is how we all stick together and we all work together. And the program manager becomes the quarterback. You didn't make this deal, go out and find another deal, put it all together, make it happen. All right. Now that ownership team, along with all other cohort and pro members, work together to promote the opportunity, because we use our friends and family, we use our network of investors, and we help them go out there, because we're doing this as a group together. We can all survive and all succeed. Now, we then take that deal over to the Capital Club. And the Capital Club is a club of people, a closed group of members. And I'm going to talk about that in just a moment. They will look at your deal, and if it meets their parameters and they like the deal, they vote on it. And if they vote yes, that deal is going to get funded and you are going to close on that deal. That's how it works. So you see, we've got one side of the equation where the active investors going out there finding the deal. The other side of the equation are the Capital Club members who are also active in your deal, and they will be funding your property. It's the way to put all aspects of multifamily ownership together. When I first got started, I thought all I had to do was go out there and find a deal and the money would follow. That's not the way it is anymore. You've got to have all of these things lined up and ready to go at the same time. All right. So now let's talk about what type of properties will we be presenting to the Capital Club. Now remember, you heard me say before, there are different types of capital structure. The Capital Club is just one type of capital structure. That's the one we're all working together. If you find a deal that doesn't meet the criteria of a Capital Club deal, well, then we can put it out to the group in a different way. That's going to be a securities offering, a 506C, 506B, or it could be a joint venture property, or it could be you just find somebody else in the club who wants to do it directly with you. That's entirely up to you. But I'm talking today about the Capital Club and how that operates. So when we look at a deal on our side, for us to even know whether the Capital Club is going to be interested in it, we're going to have to show that this property can get between a 14 and an 18% internal rate of return. It has to get between 7 and 9% cash on cash return. And folks, that number doesn't have to be year one, because we want to still be open to value add opportunities. And all value add opportunities, they don't have 7% cash on cash return in year one. You want to take that money and plow it back in the property and get that property turned and revitalized as quickly as possible. So you're not going to see a 7 or 9 in the first year, but this is going to be on a year over year basis. At the end, when we go to close, the people will have received a 7 to 9% cash on cash return on that deal. We may be putting in a 8% preferred return, and we're paying it out on a quarterly basis. We will look at that on a deal by deal basis. And we're looking for a 5 to 7 year hold. And that's what we tell the Capital Club people. When you put your money in, you're in for about 5 to 7 years. All right. Now, and remember, maybe a 7-year hold, and they may vote it down, say, no, we're looking for something more in a 5-year hold. That's fine. All right. Now, Capital Club, the deal sponsors and operators, I'm getting through this now. All right. So how do Pro and Cohort members participate in the deal? Every Pro and Cohort member has access to pitch their deals to the Capital Club. All right. So everyone that's a Pro member or a Cohort member, go out there, find your deals, bring them to us, put them up for submission. We all take a look at it. We choose which ones are the right ones. And if it meets the criteria, that deal is going to go over into the Capital Club for confirmation. Your deals may utilize any source of funding. You heard me talk about this before, including the Capital Club funding. It doesn't have to be Capital Club, but I would love it for the Capital Club. Now, to qualify for Capital Club funds, the deals must meet that underwriting operational criteria. That's what we just talked about. Okay. 14%, 18%, 7 to 9, preferred returns, 5 to 7 year hold. All right. Now, for qualifying deals, we will help you provide the earnest money deposit. So we'll get that deal up and running and under contract. And then the deal down payments and any equity tranches. That's how this deal works. So if you're out there looking and you don't have the funds, or you haven't put together the vehicle to build your database of investors, we're here doing that with you and for you. And that's how this whole thing works together. Now, continuing on here, let's talk about the deal management structure. All right. The member who sources the deal becomes what we call the program manager. They must bring at least 2 other Pro or Cohort members into the deal. You're not running this thing on your own. This is a collaboration. We want to make sure that you're doing everything correctly, that you've got the team in place to make sure everything gets done in the best way. Now, all MultifamilyOS Pro and Cohort members contribute and help to contribute growing the Capital Club Investor Network. This is key. When you become a Pro member, when you become a Cohort member, we're going to provide you with all the letters, all the emails, all the funnel, Start getting out there to your friends and family, all the things that you would be doing if you were building it on your own, but all 50 other Pro and Cohort members are doing it together. So now you've got 500 committed members into the deal. That's something that would take you years to build. And we have it for you when we get started. Now, we're going to provide all the marketing materials, all the funnels, all the outreach support. If you need me to get on a call with any of your friends and family investors, I will be more than happy to do that. So, as you can see, we are all working together to make this happen. This is going to be the best group of people you can imagine. All right, now let me talk for a moment about the Capital Club, and I'm gonna bring up another slide here in just a moment. And I actually believe I have somebody on the line who is from our partner club called Fractional. All right. So who makes up the Capital Club? These are investors who want hands-on participation in multifamily deals. All right. Let me run through these bullets so that I make sure that I get them out and say it in the right order. Membership in the club is based upon clear investment criteria. When a deal is presented, it's the club members who vote whether to fund it or not. And then when a deal is funded, the club members become actively involved in the management. Okay. Let me jump on. I'm going to stop this share. I'm going to start a new share. I'm going to show you is, let me go right here. Share screen right here. Folks, here is fractional.app. Now, I started working with these folks a few months back on another friend of mine's deal. Started learning more about how they operate. I absolutely love this concept. Here's how this works. This is an investment club. It's not a general solicitation. In order to get into the deal, you've got to be a member of the club first. And in order to become a member of the club, you've got to commit a certain amount of funds. And that's what to get into our club, we're going to have several different tranches. I'll get to that in just a moment. But the way it works is we're going to we're going to pool together everyone's friends, family network, and we're going to communicate with them about the MultifamilyOS Capital Club, telling them, hey, if you're looking to get actively involved in a multifamily deal, this is how to do it. Sign up today. We're looking for deals that look like this. And once we have $1 million committed, this club closes. And this club then goes out there and finds the deal. And the deals being submitted are coming from the MultifamilyOS group. So right away, we're looking to raise $1 million in the club for use by the members of the MultifamilyOS. How does that sound? Does that feel like your weight has been lifted off your shoulders now that you know you've got this backing you? I'd say that's a pretty good deal. So what happens is when the MultifamilyOS members present the deal to the Capital Club, the Capital Club, as that closed, committed group of investors, will look at the deal and say 50% plus one. Say, yep, we want to buy this deal. We want to put our money into this deal. And once they do that, you've got your funding lined up. Now, they might not have $1 million might not be enough. Maybe we might need to raise more. That all depends upon the deal. We'll talk about that when that issue comes. But here's the best part about this. And this is the part that absolutely had me sold on this program. I'm going to stop the share and jump back over right now. Oh, where am I? I'm over here. Start the share again. Yeah, okay. So this is the part that absolutely had me convinced. A securities offering like a 506C or a 506B, which is what most everyone uses, it typically is structured such there's a closed group of general partners, And then there's a huge group of limited partners. And the limited partners don't have a say in how the property is run. It's the general partners who are doing everything. So many times, clients of mine have said, "Oh, I put $50,000 in this guy's deal because I want to learn about owning multifamily." They put money in the deal and they never hear another word. And then they find out the deal's not doing so well, only when there's a cash call. Like, well, what happened? Well, I know the general partners never shared anything with any of us. That doesn't happen in these deals because the Capital Club members inside of that work like a joint venture partnership, and they have certain roles and responsibilities. And the MFOS members, who are the program directors of that deal, have to work directly and collaborate directly with the club members. They all work together. I absolutely love that idea. You will learn so much, whether you're a club member or whether you're an MFOS member. You're all going to work together towards getting that deal to its success. I think that's the best thing in the world. When they explained that to me, my first thought was like, "Oh my God, that sounds crazy." Then the more I learned about the structure and how it's set up, the more I absolutely loved it. Okay, now let's talk about the commitment and the structure. So upon joining the club, when they go to that website, and we will direct people to that website, they can read all about what our club is all about. And those members will commit a certain amount to the deal. To the club, not to the deal. Sometimes they see the deal, sometimes the deal hasn't come on yet. Because remember, this is not a general solicitation. We're not out there raising money for a particular deal. We're raising money for a club. So when people understand that this club is going to do these types of things, look for properties that do this, and these types of markets, all those types of things, they will be able to commit a certain amount of money. Our minimum commitment is $20,000. Folks, you do not have to be an accredited investor to be in an investment club. That's another beautiful thing about this. So you can get into these deals just by joining the club. Once you sign up, you have to put down a 3% deposit fee. That holds your space in the club. If you commit $20,000, your credit card's going to be charged for $600. You haven't put your 20 grand in yet. It's coming. If they vote for it, it's coming. But you do have to hold your space for that 3%. Once we get to 100% committed, that club is closed. Okay? And we'll just start another club. It is unlike that passive limited partnership model. All the members remain actively involved in the operations, the oversight. So in other words, what happens is when we figure out that property that we're doing, we're going to send out like a questionnaire and a sign-up sheet to all the investors in the club. And we're going to ask them, what role do you want to play in this venture? And they select one. 5 years, they don't have to do the same role each time. They can go back and change it, but that's how they remain involved. And they help to run the property and drive the performance of the deal. All right. I absolutely love this concept. I think it is. I wish I had this for the last 20 years. And it's taken 20 years to get us to where we are now. And this whole system, this is a culmination of everything that I know about multifamily investing and teaching investors and bringing it all together in the same vehicle. You do not have to be in the multifamily program to join the Capital Club. You just don't. You'll see those deals as they come up. But Multifamily OS members can choose to be in both sides. That gives you more deal flow, more training, and you can bring more deals to the table. So you can commit to the club, your money, your IRA money, any type of dollars you have, or you can just stay on the finding the deal side. And if you just stay on the finding the deal side, you can get into these deals with just sweat equity. So if you don't have any money and you're looking to get into deals, this is exactly the way you want to do it. So our first Q1 objective is to raise $1 million in $250,000 tranches. $250,000 tranches will help us to get these deals moving. And that will help fund the multifamily opportunities. So here's what happens. When you join the OS and the Capital Club, you're going to get exclusive deal access. You're going to get the AI tools and the analyzer. You're going to get access to the capital network that all members help to build. You're going to get legal and compliance support. You're going to get mentorship and opportunity. And you're going to get that reporting dashboard where you turn on that home feature, all of those things. Now, of course, if we sold all these things separately, that deal analyzer that I didn't go through with you, you can see that. You can go on and sign up today. And you'll see that deal analyzer. That's $1,000 value. That AI finder access where we're constantly sending you deals where you can find deals by just clicking on save searches. That's easily a $2,000 value. Now, folks, the Capital Network I peg it at $100,000 value. Here's why. If you were to go out and do a deal where you had to raise $3 million of capital, you're going to pay a finder's fee if you don't have that kind of money. You're going to pay a finder's fee, and it's going to cost you 3% of the value. I rounded up to 100,000. That's all included in this transaction. The legal templates, folks, last time I did a securities offering, cost me $14,000 in legal documents. $14,000. It's easily over $20,000. It costs $25,000 to do a crowdfunding. All of the documents that you need to get this deal started are included in it already. That's $20,000 you're going to be saving. $25,000, you sign up with one of these coaches, it's going to cost you $25,000, and he's not going to give you anywhere near what you're getting here. That's over $150,000 of total value that's included in everything I just shared with you. And not only is it going to save you that kind of money, the time it takes to make this happen is outrageous. It takes years. Trust me, I know. The amount of time that you're saving is not even quantified in that $150,000 number. I can't even count it. It's just too much. But you get all of this inside the Capital Club and the OS for a fraction of that. So here's what you need to do. Go to the multifamilyos.ai, click on the the pricing. You'll see the 4 different levels that we offer. One level's free, one level is a short investment, and the other 2 levels are the only 2 levels that provide you with a Capital Club access. Sign up today. Get started right away. All right. Join the system that handles this all for you. Finding, financing, and managing your next property. And folks, I'm going to jump on over here. Jump back on over here. As you can see, I've absolutely lost my voice. Let me take a look at some of these numbers. Okay, some of these things. How can I know my buy box? Having not purchased, whether 6 units or 60 or 120. Can you help me understand the plus minus of each category? Oh, absolutely, Elise. That's a great question. You know, it really comes down to what it is your objective is. If you remember my book, How to Own 1,000 Apartments in 5 Years, I say just buy 20 in the first year. And that doesn't mean 120-unit property. That means 2 10s, 5 4s, 4 5s, 2 10s or 10 2s, whatever it takes. But just get in the game. That's the first thing. This program is going to help you because you're not going to have to worry about the size anymore. You're going to have the right people all around you ready to get up and running and help you every step of the way, regardless of the size of the property. But if it's you by yourself and you're just looking to do that, we can help you do that as well, Elise. And now also your question about the buy box. The buy box is really about your market. And that's what AI is great. You can go in there and say, hey, I really like this particular market. Is it any good? When you look at, let me see if I can jump on over here. Let me just Stop my share. Share. Okay, let me just see if that changed. Yep. Okay, good. So Elise, what you do here is you come on over to the AI, you jump on in. Let me see if I come to home. I come to the coach function. What are some of the best multifamily markets for a new investor? And you just type it in. And this is called Charlie Chat. This is actually based upon mine. It comes up here and tells you, are there any particular areas in Charlotte that I should get started in? I probably should have said for multifamily. Here it tells you all the different areas. See, this is the beauty of Charlie Chat. You just sit here and you ask it any questions. It's called Coach. We call it Charlie Chat. It's taken 20 years of my training, uploaded it using a chat bot that's gone through all of my videos, and it tells you exactly what you need to do. There's Kyle Brennan is here with me from Fractional. I see he's the next one of the question. Next question on there. But as you can see, Elise, the system does it for you. Just ask it the questions. Have it help you find it. Now let me go back and show you. If you said you like Charlotte, watch this. Let me see. I'm going to come up here to Charlotte. What I'm actually going to do is, how do I want to do this? Onboard. Here we go. So you come to the onboard button here, Elise, and you click buy box. And you come over here and you say, let me see, where's my next buy? I'm going to add Charlotte. I'm going to call it Charlotte. I'm going to use, and I could break it down here, but I'm just going to say Charlotte. And there is Charlotte, North Carolina. Update my criteria. And I can change the parameters. And now there are 793 properties in Charlotte that fit these criteria. And so all I'm going to do here is click done. And now I've got, as you can see here, there's Charlotte is my next market. And then when I come to every morning, when I come on here, well, once a week, there will be properties right here in my weekly buy box. I click on here under the review the recommendations. And here you can see, here I've got 6 in Indianapolis, 6 in Nashville, and it hasn't done the analysis yet for Charlotte. And I just go through it. Yeah, I like this one, 21 million. I'm gonna take a look at that one. This one, it's probably like a 2-family. I don't want that one. This one right here, yeah, that's probably 1.32, 44 units. I like that one. And over here, that looks like a good one, good property. This one looks like no unit built in 96. It doesn't have much. No, that's too small. Sometimes you get strange ones in there. This one, I like the size and the price. So I click that one. There, I'm done. Now, what I do is I come over here to engage, and I can just go up here and I think, I can't remember what property that was in, but I can just do I can't remember what property that was. So I'm just going to leave it alone. But as you can see, this is how you don't have to wait for the broker to send you deals. You can go out there and find it. Now, let me just do one more step in here that you'll absolutely love. If I come on over here to engage, I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to open it up, view the details. Scroll down here, click skip trace. Up. No information on that person. Let's see if we can find another one that has one. Let's try this guy right here. Click the box, view details, skip trace. There it is. Terry House Partners. There's their email. I come up here under the engagement center. I click on marketing. I click on the marketing email, and right away, the email pops up. that I can start sending to this person. Let me see if I can. I'm going to jump back over here and see if I can. I'm not. There I can do it right here. Hold on. Stop the share. Start the share screen right there. And here you see Elise. I just wrote an email to this person. And it's all about their property at 3140 Long Hill. And I just send it on over. And the beautiful thing about it is it gives me the ability to next week. I got an email tickler that pops up, says, hey, you sent this guy an email last week. Find out what he's looking for. Isn't that cool? It's so nice how this works. All right, this is opposite of the Pandora's box that other clubs offer. Long and short is that this is an incredible. Thanks, Win. Hey, Win, I got your email. I really want to talk to you. I'm going to be around later today. Maybe we'll just talk by text. I really want to talk to you about your property. Cool. So, all right, folks, that's how it works. We finally put all the pieces together. You're going to see me promoting it quite a bit. This is it. I'm going to be out there building it, getting people into the group. We're doing a press release this week. We're hitting the market hard. The sooner you get in, the sooner you're going to get that access to that funding. Don't hesitate. Come on board. I just want to say thank you to Kyle. Kyle, if you could just chime in and make sure I said everything correctly, and because I've really enjoyed working with these people from Fractional, a great group of people. It's such a. Let me just tell you a story. Let me see. Time horizon deal is evolving. Let's see, deal. Let me see. Why don't you call me around 3, Win? Call me, text me around 3. I'll see where I am. Okay, so let me just tell you a little bit about Fractional. The mother is a necessity. What's that phrase? Invention is a. What's the phrase I'm looking for? Something is the invention of necessity, or somebody smarter than I am. Here's what happened. Let me see. Yeah, and direct them to your club link. Refresh your screen because you are live. Yeah. Okay. Let me jump on back. I got my producer here. Let's see here. Let me just jump on back over there to the share screen and put it back over here. And Molly can put it up on the screen. So here's the thing. Stella Hahn, she's a real estate investor. She's an investor of many different types of properties, many different types of investments. She got involved in a real estate deal. She was the lead in the deal. She put 25 or 75,000. I can't remember the number. She put it down as earnest money. She goes out there, starts doing the due diligence, all those things that you need to do on your deals. She was doing everything right. And then when it came time to close, she couldn't raise the money. Her money was hard. Her earnest money was hard. Folks, I'll tell you, especially if you're using other people's money for earnest money and you go hard, that's a scary place to be. And she lost her earnest money. And she said, never again. And that's when she came up with this concept of fractional.app. And now this is not, she didn't invent it, but she put it together in a way that works beautifully for people like us. It is so cool. All right. It is just so cool. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. You know what, Kyle, there it is. I'm not sure we got our active link. Let me see. Hold on. I see what you're saying, Kyle. Okay, folks. Oh, Kyle, I thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much for saying that. I am actually going to post the link. I didn't do it before. I just posted the link to our fractional.app site. Go ahead and grab that. Go ahead and read about it. Go ahead and click on it. We want you to get involved, get excited, find out what it takes to become a member of the Multifamily Capital Club. Go ahead and choose. Oh, It told me that on Facebook, I was having a little bit of a problem. Let's try that again. Anyway, but oh, good, Kyle. I appreciate you doing that for me. Thank you. Thank you. Let's see. Necessity is the mother of invention. Thank you, Win. That's exactly what I was looking for. That's what happened with Stella Hahn. She invented this tool for people like us because she found the need. She had the need, but she didn't have the invention to run it. And that's exactly what we're doing here. So that's how this works. That's how all of this works, folks. I'm so happy that you're all here. Once again, I ran long, man. I'm trying to keep this down to an hour. But going forward, for everyone, we are going to we're going to be doing this as a recording because we want to get this out to as many people as possible. It's going to be on our website. We're going to do recordings that we can post up there so you can see exactly how this operates. But folks, this is how you're going to be doing deals in the future. It's as simple as that. If I had had this 20 years ago, unstoppable. I not only would I have been able to fund every deal I was ever looking for, I also would have had people looking over my shoulder, preventing me from doing bad deals. That is worth so much. So thank you, everybody. Great to see you. Thanks for coming out this Saturday, and we will chat again. Sign on up, whichever level you want, but I want you to sign up for the Pro. I want you to sign up for the Cohort. Get involved, get active. That's how we're going to make your dreams come true. See you all later. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.